Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel for another unmissable topic. I am Rodrigo.
And I am Milena. It is a pleasure to be here with you and with you, Rodrigo, to dive into one of the hottest and honestly most concerning topics of our digital age.
Exactly, Milena. Today the topic is dense and affects all of us who spend any amount of time on the internet, especially on video platforms like YouTube. We will talk about the phenomenon known as AI slop, or simply the artificial intelligence neglect.
It's a name that already says a lot, doesn't it? Negligence. That feeling of content made in a hurry, without soul, without care. And to guide us in this discussion, we will react to and comment on an excellent and very insightful video by Peter from the Encapsu channel. Remember, everyone, that at the end of the video, we will leave the channel's information so you can subscribe to the news analysis we are doing for you.
Before starting, leave a comment. Do you watch AI-created content as long as the information is of quality? Or are you still a bit suspicious of this new technology? Write in the comment which one you prefer to use. Let's talk. Returning to the video for sure. Peter does an incredible job of dissecting the various angles of this problem. And he begins by describing an experience that I think everyone has had. He mentions that from time to time, YouTube recommends a video with a title or thumbnail that seems interesting. But when clicking, you come across a piece of crap made with artificial intelligence, with meaningless text and very poorly produced.
And this is the perfect introduction to the problem. I identify 100% with this experience. It happens all the time. You're browsing, the algorithm suggests an intriguing thumbnail, a title that seems to answer exactly a question you had. And when you click, it's this deep disappointment. A robotic voice, stock video images that have nothing to do with the subject, a script that seems to have been translated from English to Hungarian, then to Japanese, and finally to Portuguese by the worst automatic translation service.
It's what I call a curiosity bait. Generative AI has become very good at creating content shells. It can generate SEO-optimized titles, thumbnails that follow all the visual rules of YouTube to maximize clicks. The problem, as Peter points out, is what comes after the click. The content itself is hollow. It's a skeleton without flesh, without soul, and the interesting technical point here is scale. A human would take hours to make a mediocre video. An AI can generate hundreds of these crappy videos in minutes. It's an industrial pollution of content.
And this pollution has a cost, which is our time and our trust. Every time we fall for one of these slop videos, our trust in the platform diminishes a little. We start to distrust the recommendations, to hesitate before clicking. It is a slow poison for the user experience. Peter wonders in the video if many people actually watch this. I think initially, yes. Many people click, perhaps because they don't recognize it immediately. But the real question is, how many people watch until the end? How many subscribe to the channel? I suspect that the retention metrics of these channels are very low.
Exactly. And this directly leads us to the next point that Peter raises, which is the dilemma this creates for genuine content producers like him. He argues that this is a huge dilemma because if the audience can no longer distinguish a video made by a real person from one made by AI, YouTube, as we know, it could be at risk.
And he is very honest when analyzing his own strategy. He admits that he publishes many videos because he realized that the algorithm rewards this volume with more viewership. It's a simple logic: more content, more chances to be seen. The big question he raises is the fundamental difference between his volume and the volume of the AI slop.
This point is crucial. Peter touches on the wound of YouTube's business model. The platform, by its algorithmic nature, rewards volume and consistency. The algorithm does not have a soul meter or a human effort meter. It measures engagement, clicks, and watch time. The logic of slop creators is a perverted and automated version of the strategy that Peter himself admits to using. The fundamental difference, and he makes this clear, is the intention and the minimum quality.
I think it's very honest of him to admit that he uses a volume strategy, But what he does is completely different. Peter's volume has a signature, has a personality, has research behind it. It's a human sharing his analysis. The AI slop is volume for the sake of volume. It's like comparing a restaurant that serves many freshly made dishes by a chef to a vending machine that dispenses hundreds of industrialized snacks. Both deliver food, but the experience and nutritional value are incomparably different.
Exactly. And he himself delves into the issue of quality versus speed, which is a real dilemma for any creator, especially in the news niche. He explains that his videos, although they seem amateurish, are designed to be quick. Since he covers news, speed in getting the information out is more crucial than having a studio production. He realized that his audience is more interested in quick analysis and commentary than in a super production.
This is a lesson about knowing your audience and your niche. Peter understood perfectly the value proposition of his channel. People do not go to NCAPSU to see a Hollywood-style blockbuster with special effects. They go to hear Peter's quick analysis and insightful commentary on a recent event. In this context, speed is more important than the gloss of production. For his audience, quality is the quality of information and analysis, not the quality of lighting or video transitions.
And from a technical point of view, his process is optimized for this delivery. He created a workflow that allows him to have an idea, research, record, and publish in a minimal time. This is production intelligence. The mistake of slop creators is thinking they can skip the most important part, human analysis. They automate production, but have nothing of value to put inside it. They focus on the how, doing quickly, and completely forget the what, valuable content.
And there is a point he raises that is the antidote to the slop. Bad videos harm you. He says that making a crappy video is pointless because, in fact, it makes you lose viewers. A human creator, even doing a lot, has an intrinsic quality control. A video that flops, that the audience doesn't like, damages the channel's reputation. The creator feels this. AI content farms, on the other hand, have no reputation to protect. If a channel is banned or dies, they create 10 more the next day. It's a scorched earth approach.
Perfect. Now let's move on to the philosophical part of the discussion, which I find fascinating. Peter throws out the question, what happens when AI becomes truly good? He questions, on the day an AI is capable of creating a video of the same quality as a human, what difference will that make to the viewer?
This is the million-dollar question. It's the Turing test for content creators. If an AI can create a video indistinguishable from one made by a human, in script, creativity, emotion, comedic timing, does it still matter that it was made by an AI? From a purely utilitarian perspective, Peter's logic is clear. If the end result is the same, the origin shouldn't matter.
But he himself admits that it's not so simple. He says in the video that, personally, he prefers content made by humans. He recounts that he has caught himself watching something, realized it was AI, and simply switched videos. This shows that even if the quality is high, there is an intrinsic value in knowing that there is another human on the other side.
Exactly. I believe that origin matters, and a lot. Art and content are not just the final product. They are also the expression of a consciousness, of a life experience. When I watch a video, listen to music, or read a book, part of the magic is the connection I feel with another human mind. It is knowing that someone felt that, thought that, had that brilliant idea. It is a form of communion. If you tell me that the most moving monologue I have ever seen in a movie was written by an algorithm that was only matching statistical text patterns and not by a screenwriter who put their pains and joys into it, for me, the work loses its shine. It loses its deepest meaning.
It is the argument of process versus product. You value the creative process and the human intention behind the product. I understand that. Technically speaking, we are still far from that scenario. Current AIs are great at imitating the form, but they lack the spark of substance. They do not understand what they are saying. But Peter raises two problems that are much more immediate and dangerous than this philosophical issue. The first, according to him, is the degradation of the platform for new users.
Yes, he argues that looking at the problem solely from the creator's perspective is a mistake. He imagines a person entering YouTube for the first time and being bombarded by this slop content. The inevitable conclusion for this person would be that the platform is garbage and they would leave, perhaps for TikTok or another network. This, as he aptly points out, harms all creators because it deters a potential customer from the entire ecosystem.
It is a classic negative externality. The action of one agent, the content farm, imposes a cost on all other participants in the ecosystem. And that is why, as Peter correctly points out, YouTube itself is the most interested in combating this. It is not out of kindness, but for self-preservation. If the reputation of your platform turns into trash, users flee, and advertisers, who are the ones who really pay the bills, follow right behind. But now, let's move on to the second problem, which Peter considers even more concerning.
And which, in my opinion, is the scariest of all. He talks about artificial intelligence as a listener. He describes a scenario where a company not only creates low-quality videos, but also builds an army of AI agents to watch these videos themselves, generating views and advertising revenue fraudulently.
This is dystopian. It is the next level of digital fraud. We are no longer talking about AIs creating content, but about AIs consuming content to simulate engagement. It is about creating a ghost ecosystem. AIs making videos for other AIs to watch and the money from advertisers being drained in the process. Peter emphasizes that it is much harder to detect. A simple bot that just reloads the page is easy to catch, but an AI designed to imitate the behavior of a human user, pausing the video, leaving a generic comment, jumping to another video, is a much more sophisticated adversary.
It is terrifying. It transforms the entire internet metric space into a farce. How can an advertiser trust investing in YouTube if they don't know whether their ads are being seen by potential customers or by a network of bots? This breaks the fundamental trust pact of digital advertising. It creates a ghost economy, and the result is that the money that should go to legitimate creators, like Peter himself, is diverted to fraudsters. It is an industrial-scale theft.
It is a technological arms race. YouTube uses its own AIs to try to detect these patterns, and fraudsters are using increasingly intelligent AIs to avoid detection. Peter is emphatic in saying that this ghost listener problem is much worse than the slop issue. He even says that if it's not possible to detect these bots, we're screwed, my friend.
I completely agree with his hierarchy of concerns. The slop is irritating, but we humans have developed a kind of immune system against it. We learn to identify and reject it. But the other two problems are more insidious. The degradation of the new user experience is a slow poison, and the ghost listener is a cancer that erodes the economic foundations of the entire creator economy.
Exactly. The slop is the visible symptom. The ghost listener is the invisible and much more dangerous disease. And this leads us to the final part of Peter's analysis. What is the solution? He is quite direct in saying that the solution will not come from the state, which is slow and inadequate for this. The responsibility and capacity to solve the problem, according to him, lie with the platforms themselves.
Yes, he proposes that the only way to fight malicious AI is with a smarter AI on the defense side. It's a technological arms race, and he trusts that technology self-regulates, overcoming these little tricks that emerge with each evolution. He doesn't seem to see this as a problem that will condemn the internet, but as a boring challenge that requires platform attention.
And here, I think he gets to the heart of the matter. Trying to regulate this by state law would be a nightmare. The solution has to come from the technology itself. YouTube has the resources, the data, and most importantly, the financial incentive to invest heavily in this. It's a matter of business survival.
Yes, the platform is the first line of defense, but I would add a second layer, us, the users. Our digital literacy is a powerful tool. Learning to identify low-quality content, reporting suspicious channels, actively valuing and supporting the human creators we like, all of this sends signals to the algorithm. When you ignore a slop video and spend 20 minutes watching a well-researched documentary, you are voting with your time. You are teaching the algorithm about what quality is.
Excellent point, Milena. It is a shared responsibility. In the end, Peter's analysis is a warning, but not apocalyptic. He sees it as an inherent challenge of technological progress. The internet has already gone through several phases of trash, email spam, pop-ups, clickbait, and has survived. The AI slop is just the newest mutation of this problem.
And perhaps in the end, as Peter suggests at the end, this flood of artificial content will make us value even more what is genuinely human: authenticity, creativity, connection. This video doesn't end now. It continues with us chatting in the comments. If you found this video interesting, I invite you to become a channel member and like this video. Up here on the top right, I will leave a video suggestion for you to continue with me.
Exactly. As always, thank you very much for watching. I am Rodrigo, she is Milena, and we'll see you next time with more news.